All right, welcome everybody to the Genesis Mindset. So, with the Pulse 369 conference right around the corner, I'm having a chat with Captain RG3, one of the absolute OG goats of Hex and Pulsechain, about the upcoming conference. So, I've actually got nothing but respect for him and what he's done for the community and what he continues to do for the community. So, I'm really looking forward to finding out what this conference is about and expressing my gratitude and having a bit of a chat. Hopefully, if we get some time about the OA stakes and his thoughts around the OA stakes that have been happening recently. So with that, let's bring up the captain. What's going on, sir?
Hey, good afternoon, good morning, wherever it is you're at. Good to see you, man. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, my pleasure. My pleasure. It's evening where I'm at. You're in afternoon. You're in Europe. Is that correct?
Yeah. I'm in Portugal right now. So yeah, I'm UTC time, 0 hour for the OA.
Yeah. What are you doing in Portugal, if you don't mind me asking?
Surfing, enjoying the winter time out here, getting a lay of the land, and just trying to visit the world and see where I'm treated better.
Okay, nice. I love it. Yeah, so you've obviously been quite busy then preparing everything for the Pulse 369 tour.
Yes. Yeah, we've done in-person events from the beginning. Myself, Dollar Cost Crypto, and a couple others, Brasology. We had the first Hexagon meetup in a park in LA, and ever since then we've been increasing the size of it, growing it, and trying to bring like minds together. Just to strengthen the community, because we know that human bond is really the way to gain trust and understanding of one another, and help to build a coalition of like-minded people that want to go out and change the world with Richard Hart's protocols. So the first Vegas event was just kind of a meetup. The next couple events went down kind of strange. We had some people jump in that kind of usurped what we were doing and tried to turn it into a profit center, and ended up, making a mockery out of it and grifting some of the Hexicans in the process. So with the Pulsechain tour, traveling the world, traveling the United States over the last couple of years, we decided that we were going to take on the main event and, put the Pulse 369 event together. So, March 6th through the 9th, we're going to do it in a very easy place to get for the whole world, and that's Vegas. It's easy, it's cheap, it's a really good place to gather people, because there's a lot of things to do. So we're bringing it to Vegas every year now. This is going to be really kind of our blowout year, where we're really doing it up nice, but also keeping it within budget, so that it's not breaking the bank or putting people in a position where they got to pay thousands of dollars to come. And we know, that the value is what we can bring to, the table as far as us Hexicans. It's not about bringing, big names to the marquee. It's just us, and so trying to build a coalition of us by bringing us together. And that's what the event's for.
So obviously come a long way since the park event, obviously the first park event, but that's pretty cool. I didn't know that was the first Hex meetup. So you said that you were doing this one up compared to the previous one. In what way are you actually doing this one up to make it more attractive, I suppose?
So first of all, it's not some big giant extravaganza that's costing $1 million. We're keeping the cost down and basically just handing that over to the community and saying, hey, let's have a meetup. Let's bring everybody together, and nobody's going to make any money off of this. This is going to be about, your event, and then you get the value out of it. And KC, Crypto Culture, she's done a really good job of putting these events together from the beginning. She traveled with the Crypto Swabuk guys And then she started working on the Vegas events, putting that together in the golf events. And so with that, she's always made sure that we get our value. She always puts on a good dinners and lunches and events that we get to. And then, of course, putting together a lineup of speakers from within and from without our ecosystem, but that don't, break the bank. So we can actually put something together that's community developed,
Beautiful. Who are some of the speakers that you'll be having this time around?
So yeah, if you scroll into if you go up to you're on the Pulsechain tour, right? If you go into the front page of it, you can see we've got crypto coffee. We've got do you have it pulled up right there? I can't see. Oh, there it is. We've got B Roots is going to be there. We're also going to have speakers from outside the crypto space, like what do you call it? We've got Zach Conine, the treasurer of Nevada, who is actually a politician, and if you want to actually meet somebody who's, scroll down a little bit if you can.
This is as far as it goes. Maybe see all events. I'm trying to just find where the speakers are.
I think you got to scroll up.
So we've got this upcoming event.
Yeah,
this is the page that I was on. I couldn't see any.
I don't know if it's my connection or yours, but I'm getting a lot of lag here.
Oh, okay. It possibly could be mine. I'm generally not that great for some particular reason these days. So okay, here we go. I thought I was. So I wasn't on this page. So oh wow. So there's quite a big lineup. Wow. Okay, so we got.
Oh, there we go. There's the speaker list. Let me make sure my phone isn't tearing up my internet here, because for some reason I'm having trouble. There we go. All right, yeah. So if you look, you've got Crispy Man's going to be there. Dollar Cost Crypto is going to be there speaking. You've got the guys from Project Pi will be there. They won the last Pitch Fest. You've got Triple Dad, all of those guys from Magic Carpet. Nuclear Herbs is going to be there doing a panel on legal issues and speaking about the things that are facing us, the things that are going to face us in the future, those kind of things, and people will be able to ask questions. Actually sit down and meet with these folks. And the way the event's going to go down is you're going to have March 6th through the 9th, so the 369 event. On the 6th, we're going to have registration and a big DJ party, laser show, the whole shebang, shaboom, open bar, just a big party, everybody coming together and kicking it off with a bang, And then on the 7th and 8th, that's when you're going to see those speakers. So those speakers are going to be speaking all day on the 7th and the 8th. We'll have panel discussions. Zach Conine, treasurer of Nevada, will be there to talk politics, and he's leaning into the Hex community. He wants to know what's going on in DeFi and what's going on with Hexaco, because from the beginning he's tried to learn from us, and we've helped educate him. And he's going to be there to give his opinion, talk about the political climate, especially in the U.S. now that things have really started to open up and change. So we're going to have him there to give us insight on what's going on. And then on the 9th is something super special. Crypto Culture's baby is the golf event. That's her onboarding event, where the first golf event that we had, we onboarded.
Oh, I think he's just rugged.
Actually had to
set
up wallets.
Oh, here we go.
Are we back?
I think so.
Okay. So you know, we had them, we had these 4 golfers win.
Lagging again.
Set up wallets, right? Event's going to do is bring the biggest crypto prize to a golf event that's ever been seen. I don't think there's anything else out there that's got the value in crypto that we're putting in. It was about $50,000, but we had a little dip in the ecosystem as far as all.
Wow. So
then we might have 50 to 100K in crypto up for grabs.
Wow. Yeah, nice. Of course. Yeah, March is supposed to be when things are going to be taking off as well. So I've heard Coach X talk about this quite a lot. I'm pretty sure X is part of the sponsoring for this. So that's pretty exciting, though. That's a substantial amount of crypto. It was previously around 50. Now we've had a dip, but if we get a bit of a run, it can go to 50 to 100.
Yeah. So it's going to get up there. Now, one of the other things that she's put together, she's in Vegas right now. She was at the golf.
All right, we lost RG3. Hopefully he'll re-enter the space. I'll just go through some of these comments. So we're having a bit of a yarn before. This guy is a funny guy. Anything you need to cover? I'm not sure what you're doing. I'm not sure if you're trolling or not, Far Out Aliens. I can't work it out. Can't read those comments, to be perfectly honest. The doggo, Kimbo Slice, and then obviously what's going on, SJ and Jasu as well. Just got rugged there, Captain.
Yeah, am I back now?
You are back. Yeah, there's no. It's a bit laggy, so I think it must be on your end, to be honest. But yeah, that's okay. So you're pretty much talking about you were going on about this golf.
So the Pulse Masters, what Crypto Culture did yesterday was she talked to the staff over at the golf club, and that's the Desert Pines Golf Club. And she told the staff that, hey, since you guys know all these golfers, every golfer that you bring in to the tournament will send you some Pulse. So she's onboarded basically the whole staff over at
Internet mustn't be so good in Portugal. Maybe it's just a particular time of day. Sounds like Captain was talking about onboarding a bunch of people or getting them to play the golf. Maybe he's going to disconnect again. But so here's some of the prices as well. So we're back. You're back.
Yeah. Yep. So anyway, that's what we're doing. We're gathering some Pulse to incentivize the golfers or the.
Aww.
Fuck.
This is a bit.
Damn it.
Oh, you keep getting cut off on the golf stuff, but yeah, it sounds like. Look, you know what? I've got the link in the description anyway, and then for people that want to look into more of the details, go to home, go to events. I had a link to. I thought I had a link to the events in the description, but in any case, you'll be able to navigate your way there to the events and the conference. I'm not sure which. I might have just had the destination that it was going to be at, but here's the ticket prices as well. So 369, of course, for the general. So that's 2 days conference. Which 2 days is that of the conference for the 369 package? Or did it only go for 2 days? Because there was 4 days I thought I saw. So we got, okay, so that's the welcome, the conference. Okay, so you get the 2 conference days, but not the welcome. Oh, you do get the welcome. Nice. Okay. And then some of these other ones. Oh, so this is what they have in addition to the parts that are bolded out. So you get reserved conference seating. Oh, nice. Pre-cocktail party meet and greet. 1-year Pulsechain tour live stream membership. 2 private dinners with VIP speakers, stakeholders, and founders. A nice little bag. You get VIP lounge access if you go VIP. So this is in addition. So all that now plus this. So VIP lounge access, 2 private executive lunches. You get a premium bag and the Pulse Masters individual VIP golf package. So the VIP must be only VIP get access to the Golf Masters golf tournament. Yeah, I don't think it's a stream, Tom Rudders. I think it might just be his connection. The stream should be. Are you guys getting any lag from me? Yep. To be perfectly honest, I always like engaging with people in the audience via aliens, but I can't decipher what you're talking about, to be honest. So, you seem to maybe by the sounds of things, you put money into a project, maybe that RG3 talked about, and you put more than you could afford to lose, and you've lost it, and now you're blaming him. Am I kind of getting the gist of it? Yeah. So maybe, I'm always happy to give, if you've got something you want to talk about, by all means, use Twitter and everything. But yeah, like just swearing and things in the chat, probably not really gonna get you heard all that much. Although I guess here you are, you're being heard. So, but I'm always trying to answer everyone. So thanks, SJ. So he's just restarting his stream. So I ended up putting, I don't even know what link I put in the description, but anyway, it's 21 days away. So Thursday, March 8th, 2025. I think I'm going to put this here. But like I said, it's in the description as well. But, what did I do there? What a noob. I'm going to have to fix the description. So I don't think it'll let me do this while I'm streaming, but we'll try. Save those changes. Yeah, it won't let me. Okay, cool. I'll fix it up after. But anyway, I put the link in there. So I got premium. I got premium. Oh, you should go premium, bro. You talking about this or Doggo premium? Doggo premium. You've been having some nuclear herbs, haven't you, Kimbo Feast? These are the things where I wish we could have these in Australia. But I think maybe RG3. So for all the Australian watchers, I'm in a chat and there is speculation or there is like discussion about RG3, the captain, coming to Australia. So that'll be really cool because obviously the last event that we had was organized by Sami Chica. It's not affiliated with this. It was just another Hex and Pulsechain meetup that we had in, I think it was Sydney. I went to that one. Obviously, it's just a short, sweet flight. Oh, captain's back. But hopefully we can get the captain to come down under at some point as well. So how we going, Captain?
I'm good, man. Sorry about that. I think I got it fixed.
No problem. No problem. Yeah. So basically I was just going over these details. I was reading this, sharing the prices, what you get for the general premium VIP. And then so it looks like one thing that I wanted clarity on was the VIP. So basically to enter into the golf tournament, you get a VIP package. Is that correct?
No. The golf tournament doesn't require that you get a VIP package.
Okay. So you can still get a general, and then you can just go into the Pulse Masters golf tournament if you want to.
Yes.
This is a VIP golf package. Okay, so that would be like, do you know what the difference between, say, the VIP golf package would be compared to the normal golf package? Because I know a lot of people love golf.
Well, yeah, you go to the I should have it rolled up, but you can go and see the registration for the golf tournament itself, and all that, so that people can just register for the golf tournament. So we have people outside of the community actually going into the golf tournament. So it's not, yeah. So the golf tournament is for anyone. We've got a lot of golfers coming in, and that's why I was saying that we've incentivized the actual staff at the Desert Pines Golf Club to bring in golfers from outside of crypto, so that we can, you know, get them in front of a crypto prize. We get them winning. We'll help them, you know, set up their wallets and give them the prize crypto right there on the spot, so that we're bringing no coiners in and using it as an onboarding tool. So, yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. That's an awesome concept. So it's open to the public.
So
anyone can come into this competition.
Reach out, you know, and touch other people in different communities, and, you know, show them that, let's face it, you know, golfers have extra time and money on their hand, obviously. So those are the type of people that we'd like to, you know, get in and speak to about, you know, about crypto, show them about what's going on. So, yeah, that's the premise behind it, you know.
No, I love it. It's a very awesome concept. It's a very unique concept, and I think that's one of the things that I've always admired about your approach. You're really a feet on the ground kind of guy. You're doing things, meeting people physically, and connecting with people heart to heart. And I think that's really important to like really build that trust, because, I mean, even though cryptocurrency is supposed to be trustless, but we're all in this ecosystem because to some degree we trust Richard Hart. We trust the founder. We trust his principles. We align with those principles. So we align with the blockchain. So actually connecting with people physically is so important, because Twitter's just, there's so much noise and rubbish there. So when you connect physically, it's just a different vibe.
Yeah. All social media, you know, has a different vibe than real life. You know, I mean, when you get somebody in a 2D situation, you know, in a basement behind a computer screen where they can say, do, and act out in any way that they want, usually that's what you get. You get people in the chat room that will say anything they want without any discernment, without, you know, watching what they're saying and how it affects other people. And then, of course, other people can perceive it how they want. You know, it's a known fact that if you go into text messages and you read a text message, you can say, oh my gosh, that's just horrible, when in all actuality the person meant something completely different. So
right.
That's how the internet works. But when you get in front of somebody and you actually sit down and you speak with them and you have a heart to heart and you start talking about your likenesses and your differences, when it comes down to it, human beings really agree on about 90% of all things. There's about 10% of all of our bullshit that we don't believe in, that we don't agree upon. And that's really not enough to hate somebody, dislike somebody, or not want to be around somebody, or work on having discourse with them on the differences. But unfortunately, in this 2D world that we live in, we focus on those 10% of differences, and we don't look at the human being as a whole and who they are and what they're doing. Now, I had a lot of intuition about Richard just from watching him on stream, but it wasn't until I met him when I saw who he really was. You know, the times that he and I spent together, you know, going out to eat and hanging out in our big party that we had, seeing him interact with other people, seeing him interact with his friends that were there. You know, you get a whole different experience of who that human being is when you're in a situation where you're just watching their normal behavior in person, you know, and so my trust grew with Richard because of that, you know.
So how did your trust grew, but like in what way did you see him in those kind of contexts that made you shift your maybe not shift your perspective, but like deepen your conviction in, okay, this is the right kind of guy to follow, just out of curiosity?
Yeah, well, you know, I already had a preconceived idea of who and what Richard Hart was about. But then actually interacting with him and seeing him and you know, being able to share my thoughts, feelings of what he's done, and him sharing back with me, it reciprocates, you know, and there's that energy when human beings are in front of each other that just starts to develop a bond, especially when you're like-minded. You know, I was out there working, putting things together, you know, without him asking me to, without him paying me, without him contracting me to. So I can tell he was appreciative of that, and he could tell that I was convicted to standing behind what he's doing. We solidified that with one another. And so that changed our bond.
That's beautiful.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. So obviously I know that you're probably starting to run pretty short on time now, but I don't know if you wanted to talk about anything more related to the conference before I could ask you maybe a couple of questions, but obviously, yeah, no pressure.
No, that's it. If you want to help, onboard some people into the golf tournament, go to the pulsechaintour.com and go to our donate address and throw, $3-5 worth of pulse in there, so that we can incentivize the staff there to bring in more golfers. Per golfer they bring in, we're giving them like $50 in pulse. So anybody wants to help donate to that cause, they can go ahead and go there.
Where do you go for that one? Sorry, RG?
Go all the way to the bottom, I think, is where our donation address is.
Ah, nice. Okay, so and you're accepting all, like, obviously Pulsechain tokens, or just Pulsechain?
Just Pulse. We've got other tokens there for the prize money for the golfers. So we have different types of Pulsechain cryptos, project coins on there that they've donated for the prize money. So everybody can see who's donated for the prize money. And then the pulse that comes in is going to go directly to the staff at the golf club for bringing in no coiners to the event.
Ah, that's cool. So they'll each get like a share of that pool of money that gets, the pool of pulse that gets donated.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's a cool concept. There you go. So I'll put the link in the chat there. I'm also going to edit the description after this as well, and hopefully, if anyone's watching this after the fact, it will be in there. So awesome. That's another really, really cool concept. So whatever it takes, right? Whatever it takes to really onboard people, really helping these people around the world. So anything else that you wanted to discuss about the Pulsechain tour?
No, man. Just come hang out with us and help build the community, make it stronger. We've got a lot of people that show up regularly to these events. I'd like to see some of the new faces show up and come and help out and build a coalition of people that are trying to fight for our crypto freedoms. It's about DeFi. The CeFi world is here. It's in existence. BlackRock owns your Bitcoin. Bitcoin maxis sold you all out. And now it's time to go and get behind real DeFi, which is, what Richard Hart has built. So that's what this is about, is building a coalition of people who are like-minded and want to fight for crypto freedoms. So come hang out with us. But other than that, yeah, let's talk about some crypto, because it's getting crazy out there, man.
I know. Yeah, it's getting really crazy. And I just wanted to quickly add one thing there in terms of going to hang out, like, even you don't have to be someone that's like a speaker or outgoing or an extrovert. Like, just your presence there, just being a number there, adding to the energy and the vibe there is really important as well. If it's something that you're really curious about and you just want to support the community, just being there is a way of supporting the community as well. So I just wanted to add that there. And yeah, man. So yeah, just quickly, what's been your thoughts on the recent OA stakes? I know that there's been a lot of talk around the community. Everyone's got different opinions. We've had a bit of a countdown on this show every day, and he's finished the first stakes, the 7 stakes, and he's done another 30. What's your thinking around it?
Well, it looks like he's extending them out. Maybe the next one's a 60 and then a 90. Who knows? I yet to look at, what that looks like. I mean, I hate speculating on what Richard's going to do, because every time we do, he does something different. And then everything that the OA has done has helped to build a stronger foundation, has protected stakers, has helped to strengthen and make the ecosystem more healthy. So I don't question the things that he's done. I don't think that everything he's done was probably the best for the system or whatever. But I mean, so far everything has seemed to work out, and so if there's some kind of master plan that's going on here, or if he's reacting to market sentiment, I don't know. But it looks like it's good for the system. It's kind of a reset. It's following right along with the 4-year cycle. So we're seeing, the halvening come, and now all of a sudden, a short time after here, Hex is having its halvening of some sort. And I remember during the big payday, the OA did something similar after the Bitcoin halvening, and he launched Hex. So there's something to do with the timing here, with the halvening and coexisting with the bull market run, which we always see. We've seen for every cycle now since after the halvening, we've seen crypto moon and a rising tide raising all ships, and Hart's law being in effect, and the whole system moves up. So that's kind of what we're looking at right now. We're here; it's ready to start going, and so his posturing, or the OA's posturing, or whatever, is looking like it's just resetting the system and getting it ready for this bull run. Because now, the path is laid for Hex to moon. I mean, all a couple of things have to happen. I mean, you keep an eye on that Hex pulse ratio. You start to see that move closer towards SAC rate, where we were at what, 2,000 or something like that pulse per Hex. Right now we're at 300, 350, something there in that range. You start seeing that ratio change, which really costs it nothing to do. It's just a ratio change. If the ratio changes, then you could see Hex go insane.
Yeah, you're talking about when you say Hex, you mean the Pulsechain Hex?
Yeah. You look at P Hex.
Okay,
I mean,
you stick to that.
The ratios change from pulse to P Hex, and boom, you start seeing things move. Now, remember, everything's connected through liquidity pools, so everything should start rising.
Which is what we've pretty much every single time we've seen a big boost in any of the core assets, they've all pretty much moved with them. So,
yes. And it's the same in crypto, period. You see Bitcoin start to move. You start to see all the assets move. The whole system moves in tandem, and some less than others at times, based on what's going on within their micro system, but they're all in a way correlated.
Yeah, I feel like it's probably, even behind that, there's possibly some kind of deliberate maneuvers and ratios of bonding and patterns that are trying to make certain things happen within the totality of the system to make it as beneficial to everybody as possible. But that's my pure speculation there. But
yeah. But there's a lot of sideline that's going to move.
What's that? Sorry.
And then there's a lot of sideline money that's going to move. There's sideline money outside of the crypto ecosystem. There's sideline money inside the ecosystem. A lot of stable coins there, ready, waiting, willing, and able to move into the bull market as it starts to run. And then the retail investors becoming more and more confident that crypto is a thing. We're seeing regulatory in the U.S. And I'm not saying that the U.S. makes the whole world go around, but usually when the U.S. does something radical like to this nature, the world starts to follow. And so I think, impact. What's that?
They have a massive impact, the biggest, easily.
Yeah, and with as friendly as the administration is making, crypto. I mean, there was an appointment just yesterday to the OCC that was another crypto-friendly guy. Now he's been part of BlackRock and part of the Senate Banking Committee and all that kind of stuff. So I'm keeping my eye on him. But it's more and more crypto-friendly folk are being put into positions of power within this administration that is really bullish, and then having Elon back there, handling things too. We know he's crypto friendly advocate. Now, I think we all need to be cautious and keep an eye on everything that's going on, and remember who we are and our priorities, which is DeFi, and not let go of that, because we can't have them leaning into just the centralized organizations and agencies. I mean, let's face it, Bitcoin has been usurped by, once being owned by cypherpunks to now being owned by mining pools in China, BlackRock,
governments,
Grayscale, you name it. Yeah. And it's code that's been flawed and had problems before. So there's a lot of things that Bitcoin isn't, and DeFi is, and what Richard has built is. Hex is better than Bitcoin, period, end of story. And the whole system that he's built around it has created a DeFi protocol that the world needs, deserves, and we should be advocating for. So hopefully we end up at the table and not on the table as this administration starts to make crypto regulation, a thing.
Yeah, either way, it's very exciting. I think everyone just gets so impatient watching the charts, but things in the government take time. But you see what Trump is doing with his actions. They're buying like millions and millions of hundreds of millions of dollars worth of Ethereum. So
Ethereum right now.
Yeah, I just think his actions speak louder than words. So he's probably front running his own his own government buying it up. So
yeah, it's
awesome.
It's interesting. I mean, we always scream about insider trading here in the US versus following what the inside traders are doing. And that's what we should be doing, is just, hey, since they're in charge and you can't beat them, you may as well join them, follow their lead, look at what they're doing, not what they're saying.
Exactly. If you can get a watch list on Nancy Pelosi's wallet, then you're running sweet on her stocks.
Yeah, you should have been following her and buying what she's buying, and then you'd be in the same position versus screaming at the rooftops at somebody, because they've set it up to where they're not going to get in trouble, right? People are going to yell and scream about it, but they're going to walk away with the money.
Exactly. They basically like skewed the rules in their favor, but then they go and prosecute people who are doing the same things that they're doing, but in slightly different ways that make it illegal.
Yeah.
So,
and my boss is in there, bro. I 100% agree with you, man. I'm trying to look at all this. Look, I don't like a lot of the politicians that are being put in place right now. I can't say I'm a huge fan of Mr. Trump himself, for certain reasons, but the crypto space is being opened up and they are going to use it. And you want to be in position to benefit, because you can't change it. You can't and won't change it. The money is embedded into all of this, where they are going to move the world the way they want to move the world. And I think that Elon and all these crypto friendlies, and I say that loosely, Thos, you know how I feel, are setting something up that we should all be paying attention to. Because if you want to be at the table, not on the table, you're going to have to move and ebb and flow with what's about to happen. Now, we as people, we still have to remember who we are. We have to remember our tenets. We have to continue to be good people and do the right thing and advocate for the right stuff.
Yes.
And when authority does overstep or overreach, we need to be there to call it out. And so I agree with you 100% that the things that look fascist or look wrong, we can't be boiled like frogs in a pot. We have to lean into the things that they do that are right, and we have to call them out on the things that they do that are wrong, especially when it stomps on human rights, especially when it verges on fascism and those types of things. We have to be extremely careful, because this is how oligarchies are built. And we can't be unaware of that. We need to make sure that we don't switch one oligarchy for another oligarchy in the name of freedom, and that's a lot of times what happens. So we as people have to get stronger, understand what's going on, make it work to our benefit so that you don't end up on the table, and keep an eye on the powers that be and keep them in check, you know?
Absolutely. It just feels like all the pieces are lining up for this to be probably the most transformationally or the most transformative experience for our portfolios that we're going to have in the next probably 10 to 20 years. I just being on a new blockchain, being in an administration for the first time that is mega bullish on crypto. It just seems like all these things are really lining up for this to be like probably the best bull run that we will ever have in Pulsechain. I don't know what you feel about that, but it just seems like the perfect time.
I agree. The stars are aligned, and the planets are lining up, and everything's looking like it's gonna hit properly for Pulsechain. It's the regulatory climate is developing, becoming a lot nicer. The legal issues that have been facing and plaguing this community against Richard Hart are starting to look like they're going to be resolved. I'm confident that they'll be resolved and resolved soon. I think Richard is posturing because his belief is the same. The crypto space itself is extremely wrecked. They've lost control. The Bitcoiners have lost control. They've lost control of their crypto. It is no longer theirs. It doesn't belong to the cypherpunks. It belongs to BlackRock, the biggest institution on the planet that they were railing against for years.
Exactly.
For over a decade.
Exactly.
They were fighting against them. And now that entity owns their crypto. And that is a tough place for them to be. And we, the Hexicans, we own our crypto. The OA just said, hey, check this out. I don't own it anymore. Here it goes. And that narrative of the OA could dump on your head at any time has started to dissipate, has really, with all these 15-year stakes, said, hey, I've showed you before I'm benevolent. I've showed you before that I want this thing to be the best.
That's an interesting perspective.
Oh, well, yeah, that narrative's gone now. We can throw that out the window. So
I never thought of it like that.
Biggest things is that Richard Hart can dump on your heads, guys. We don't talk about Satoshi's coins, or these fools don't talk about Satoshi's coins. Nobody knows who has the keys to that stuff. But Richard Hart's wallet was being looked at because the man's still there, right? Well, supposedly his wallet. Well, now those coins are gone. They're out 15 years. So you got 15 years to go ahead and play here in DeFi and not worry about Richard Hart dumping on you.
I never thought of that perspective. Yeah, there you go. That eliminates one of the biggest fear points around Hex. And then also, I don't know, do you follow Decentralize Me at all?
Yeah. I mean, I see it all. I've got so much flying in my face, but of course, yeah.
Have you been keeping a little bit up to date with the marketing update that they're doing, the marketing strategy that they're putting out? Do you have any thoughts on that? Have you watched it at all, or?
I did. I did. It was rather entertaining. Yeah. And thanks for the shout out, I guess.
A lot of the all the controversies around it.
What's that?
Well, so just with his endeavors to, what he means, thanks for the shout out. What I was talking about with Decentralize Me was there's like a team of people that are trying to get marketing, like social media marketing on for Pulsechain, and I just wondered if you knew or had any opinion on that.
All the marketing, the better, right? I mean, anybody who's out there trying to market in whatever way, shape, or fashion, my hat's off to them. Whether it be meme coin makers or NFT makers or product developers on Pulsechain, or people putting out mailers. You know, Richard Hart himself has said that that's one of the most effective ways to go out and market is by using the mail. Shout out to EcoBuilder for doing that. You know,
yeah,
and everything that we've done, in-person meetups, tours, the movie, anything else. So these are all to be praised. You know, we're all trying to put things together to pump all of our bags, to bring awareness to freedom. And if the more and more people we onboard, the more and more people that get involved in the ecosystem, the stronger it becomes, the better for all the people coming in. The crypto itself becomes, the tools become wider known, wider used, and we start saving people from the financial disaster that's going on out there. So yes,
yeah,
I'm all
absolutely. For it. You said thanks for the shout out for it. Was there some sort of conflict or something?
Oh, no. They've been shouting out and stuff with some of the stuff that they've put out there, some of the people involved. That's why I said thanks.
Okay, gotcha.
I was just kind of speaking.
Oh, lovely. Okay. All right, cool. Well, yeah, I'm conscious of your time now. It's almost been an hour. Is there any kind of final things that you want to say about this before we wrap things up?
You know, no, I'm just looking forward to seeing everybody out there. Anybody coming to Vegas, I'll be there the day before, 4th, 5th, and, you know, hanging out with some friends that live out there and whatnot, and security details. And then, hanging out at a couple cigar lounges. So if anybody wants to DM me, you want to go have a cigar or something, hit me up, and we'll go hang out at the cigar lounge and kick it the day before or something. So I've got people coming around and hanging. But the event's going to be an amazing event. We've put something really cool together. I think everybody's going to be really pleased who shows up, and you won't be disappointed. That's for sure.
Love it. And finally, when are you coming to Australia?
Well, right now I'm in Europe, and I'll be traveling back and forth here a couple of times. Man, it's just gorgeous out here. Listen, hold on one second here. That's my view. I'm hanging out at the beach in my apartment. And so
it's hard to go wrong with that.
Yeah, you can't, man. I mean, I'm sitting here looking at it going, this is just insanely gorgeous, you know? And so, but when I do get a chance, maybe I really want to get out there to Australia, and maybe towards the end of the year, I can figure out a way to get out there. But definitely one of the places that I want to get to. I've been around the world, and one place I have not been is in Australia.
Especially if you love surfing. We're renowned for surfing. I don't surf personally, but Kim Feast here he's a famous worldwide surfer, drop knee surfer. But yeah. Anyways, when you do come to Australia, I'd definitely love to meet you. I'm on the East Coast. I'm on the East side, but normally people go to Sydney, which is only like an hour's flight. So yeah, we'd definitely love to meet you. Hopefully we can get you down here in Australia sometime, and maybe even have some kind of a big meetup or something along those lines whenever you get down here. Make it a bit of an event. Yeah,
man. Yeah, I'd love to. There's a lot of people, JFK 666, that want to meet out there. You know, yeah, you guys got a bunch of cool folks out there. I want to go hang out with, and I can't wait. So we'll make it happen. It's going to happen soon. Tried to do it last year, but it just didn't work out.
After this bull run,
Boss told me
able to go anywhere.
Hey, I can't help it if one of them jumps in my face, right?
No, definitely not. All right. Awesome. Thanks very much for coming on, having a chat. I really appreciate that. I appreciate all that you're doing for the community, spreading the awareness, connecting with people physically. That's for me the hard part. It's easy doing it online for me. I can do a YouTube channel, go on Twitter, talk about it, but face to face, it's like a different there's a level of difficulty there, I find. So I really appreciate that there's people like you that are out there and really doing that. So thanks again, Captain.
And I wanted to say thanks to you for bringing, a voice to the community that is different than others out there. It takes unique individuals who other people can relate with. People who relate with you may not relate with me, or may not relate with Crypto Coffee or Hexo or some of the others, or Somi or whatever, but they relate to you. So you're filling a void that needed to be filled. So I appreciate you. Thank you for doing what you do. And thanks for having me on and let me talk about what it is we're doing. It's us working together and sharing and reciprocating that makes this thing happen. So my hat's off to you, man. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. My absolute pleasure. It was an honor to have you on. So thank you very much, everybody. Thank you for joining. Thanks for contributing in the chat, and everybody have a good day, and make sure to get yourself a ticket to the Pulse 369 conference. Take care.